There was a time when Black America had voices so powerful that the country had no choice but to respond. These voices did not speak once and disappear. They spoke again and again, with clarity, with discipline, and with purpose. When they spoke, laws changed. When they spoke, elections shifted. When they spoke, the nation adjusted its posture. Today, Black America is louder than it has ever been. The streets fill quickly. Social media erupts instantly. Videos, speeches, and arguments travel across the globe in seconds, and yet something feels wrong. Because despite all this noise, Black America often feels easier to delay, easier to dismiss, and easier to manage than it once did. Progress feels slower, wins feel smaller, and momentum feels fragile. That tension is what a Jamaican American in New York put into a simple but heavy question. Who is speaking for Black America today? Not who is visible, not who is viral, but who actually moves the system when the moment passes. And if that answer feels unclear, the consequences of that uncertainty matter more than we may want to admit. For Jamaicans and the wider Caribbean diaspora watching closely, this question carries special weight. Many of us grew up hearing about a time when Black leadership in America did not simply react to injustice, it forced decisions. Leadership had direction. Movements had memories. Pressure did not vanish after the headlines changed. Today, there is no shortage of voices, but there is a shortage of alignment. And when power lacks alignment, it leaks. Here is the uncomfortable truth that rarely gets said plainly. The problem is not that Black America lacks leaders. The problem is that leadership is scattered, and scattered power does not frighten anyone. That single idea explains more of today's reality than most debates ever will. There are people speaking today. Black elected officials hold offices across the United States. Activists mobilize communities and challenge injustice. Institutions release reports, statements, and legal challenges. Media figures shape daily conversations. But something fundamental has changed. In earlier eras, leadership carried weight because it represented sustained pressure over time. When certain voices spoke, they did so with the backing of institutions, networks, and communities that could sustain action long after a speech ended. Today, leadership often feels temporary. It spikes during moments of crisis, then dissolves into fatigue, disagreement, or silence. Movements ignite quickly, but many struggle to translate energy into lasting leverage. This creates a cycle that many people feel but rarely name. Intense emotion, followed by limited payoff. And when communities experience that cycle repeatedly, something dangerous happens. Trust begins to erode. That erosion does not show up as indifference. It shows up as a quiet doubt. Doubt that voting leads to change. Doubt that protesting shifts policy. Doubt that anyone is truly steering the direction of Black America in a coherent way. This is not because people do not care. It is because sustained progress requires sustained coordination. And coordination has become harder in a fragmented political and media environment. The result is a kind of collective exhaustion. People remain passionate, but they are unsure where to place their energy for a lasting effect. To understand why this moment feels so different, we have to look backward, not to glorify the past, but to understand how progress actually happened. Figures like Frederick Douglass understood that moral clarity alone was not enough. He tied the argument to pressure, and pressure to politics. Ida B. Wells did not simply expose injustice, she made it impossible to ignore. During the Civil Rights era, leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X differed sharply in style and strategy, yet they moved the same population toward a shared sense of urgency. Activists like Fannie and Shirley Chisholm translated lived pain into sustained political pressure. What united these figures was not perfection or agreement. It was a direction. They built institutions before moments. They stayed focused even when the public grew tired. They negotiated relentlessly, knowing that systems rarely move out of goodwill. That is how moral arguments became laws. That is how pressure reshaped policy. Today, outrage moves faster than strategy. Attention burns brighter than patience. Movements often rise before foundations are ready to carry them. This does not make modern activists ineffective or misguided. It means the system has learned how to adapt, how to wait, distract, and outlast. And adaptation has consequences. Black Americans continue to face a massive racial wealth gap. Incarceration remains disproportionately high. Black maternal mortality remains alarmingly elevated. Political influence peaks during elections, then declines afterward. These outcomes persist, not because Black America lacks intelligence or passion, but because power without coordination struggles to force sustained change. For Caribbean and African diaspora communities, this moment feels especially complex. Black America today is more global than ever. African Americans, Caribbean Americans, and African immigrants share space, culture, and consequence, yet rarely operate as a unified political force. Historically, leaders like Marcus Garvey understood that fragmentation weakened leverage. He spoke of Black power as global long before globalization became a reality. Today, those connections exist, but they remain underutilized, and fragmentation does more than weaken influence. It allows others to define priorities, shape narratives, and set limits. So, can this change? History suggests yes, but only with intention. Strong leadership does not emerge by chance. It forms when communities agree on direction, even when they disagree on method. It requires discipline, patience, and long-term thinking, qualities that do not trend easily in a fast-moving media environment. Leadership is not just about volume, it is about clarity, and history offers a warning that should not be ignored. Delay does not freeze progress. It quietly reverses it. Rights left unguarded erode. Economic gaps widen unnoticed. Silence becomes policy without announcement. Bonus facts. Here are 4 truths that often go unspoken. First, every major civil rights victory in U.S. history followed years of organizing before the public recognized momentum. Second, Black immigrant communities often show what becomes possible when access and stability exist, highlighting how much potential remains constrained, not absent. Third, some of the most effective political mobilizations in Black history were led by women whose names never became household words. And fourth, globally, successful Black political movements tend to narrow their focus rather than expand it, proving that clarity often outperforms noise. These are not coincidences, they are lessons. So, we return to the question, who is speaking for Black America today? The honest answer may be uncomfortable. Many people, but not together. History has already shown us what happens next. When Black voices align, nations move. When they scatter, progress slows, often without warning. The future will not be shaped by louder voices. It will be shaped by clearer ones. If this conversation matters to you, subscribe to this channel, Impacting Jamaica, because understanding is the first step toward change, and silence has never been neutral.